I mean, that was something. That was absolutely something. We just got a new trailer for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and wow. I have to say, that's probably one of my favorite trailers of all time, but there's a big problem with this trailer. It's given me mostly just more questions. I have more questions about Tears of the Kingdom. I have more questions about so many things in this game now. We only have a month left. They're not giving us any more. So here I am. I'm coming to you guys. I'm gonna give you guys my questions. What is going on? What are we missing? What can we take away from this trailer? What have we actually learned, if anything? And I think the biggest question at this point is how is anybody ever going to make a game this good ever again? What's up, guys? Welcome back, or welcome in for the first time. If you are new here, do me a favor. Jump down in the description of this video. There's lots of links down there. Our Discord's down there. Our podcast is down there. You can also become a member of this channel if you would like. We are starting to do members-only streams. The first one is probably going to be this weekend, depending on when you're watching this, obviously, but the link is down there if that's something you want to get involved in. There's also going to be a few other little surprises here and there for channel members, but it does obviously help me keep this channel running. So if that's something you're interested in doing, all those links are down there. Let's hop right into this. All right, so we're going to start this video with some of the stuff we've already seen. We've seen a lot of this already, but it is more of a question. I figured maybe some of it would get answered. Didn't. We keep seeing more of these symbols on the ground, like a ton of them. These big, glowing, crop circle looking symbols. There's a ton of different ones. In this one we saw like a sword. I don't think we've seen that one before. We may have seen it. I don't know. I don't remember seeing that one. So these things are literally everywhere. We don't know what those are. Obviously, we're not gonna find out now. This is the last trailer, and I do wanna point something out here. I'm not somebody who needs to know everything. I don't wanna know all the story details. I don't wanna know any of the story details. I would have liked a little bit more of a setup, but we got some of that in here. But I just want to, I know Jeeb gives me a lot of crap about it. I don't want to know everything. I just wanted to know a little bit more. I wanted to know about dungeons. I wanted to know about this and that. We didn't really get into a lot of that with this, but we'll get there. All right, the first thing I want to start with is we see early in the trailer, there are kind of like little tents set up in the castle town, right in front of Hyrule Castle. Now, they have the royal crest on them. They have the Hylian royal crest. So I'm wondering if these are like military or something like that. Maybe they're out there trying to like clear debris so they can start rebuilding, because in the footage we saw, the 10 minutes of footage, there were a bunch of foundations sitting around. There were a bunch of houses that looked like they were trying to be built. Now, they had pieces of materials like wood, a bunch of stuff, boards, all kinds of different things that look like they would be used to build a house. Now, Link is obviously going to be able to use these to build his flying machines, his cars, whatever, but I'm really wondering now, this kind of makes me think that it's a real possibility that if we're going to see some type of side quest to rebuild things at some point, maybe. I mean, we do see Link, he built a wagon. You can see on the wagon, the green stuff's holding it together. He's got people in the wagon. He's taking them somewhere. We're gonna get some more in-depth side quests in this game. That is for sure. That is a question that has been answered. There's a lot of that stuff. We're gonna get some more of that stuff too. But that was interesting to see. Huge pieces of the Sky Islands have fallen, embedded in between mountains. Like one of them I think was over Kakariko Village. I'm not 100% sure, but it looked like it was over Kakariko Village. It looked like this giant sky island with a hole punched through the middle of it, like a big stone donut. And that's not the only one. There are actually a few of these you could see out around. I'm sure you'll probably get like a Korok seed or something if you go fly through the middle of it. I don't know, probably not a Korok seed, but I'm sure there'll be something like that to take their place. It's probably what those are there for. But something else we saw again, and we got we didn't get any information on this, and I didn't think we would, but it is still a question. I'm really wondering. We got a nice shot of one of those sky swirling storm things. We still don't know what it is. We did see very early, I think it was in one of the E3 trailers, there was a piece of stone sticking out of one of them. So there's something in there, something you can stand on. I don't know if this is something that has to do with where Zelda went, because we know she's gone somewhere. We've seen a little bit more of what's going on with her in this, which was kind of helpful, not really. But it looks like in some of the scenes you see her, it looks like she's in the same place, but she's talking about not knowing where she is or being somewhere else or something like that. So it makes me wonder, is this like a gateway to somewhere, to where she's at, like an alternate dimension, the future, the past? I mean, maybe not. There's something in there. I'm looking forward to seeing what's in there, but I think it might have something to do with Zelda. Maybe, probably not. Maybe. Okay, now this was probably the part in the trailer where I got really the most excited, and it's because I made a video that had something to do with this a long time ago. And if I'm right about this, even if it's just that little part of that video that's right, this is the one I wanted. Now, they show a scene in this trailer out in the desert. Something's coming up out of the sands. Now, in that video, I made, it's basically kind of a list of where I think they could put dungeons in the map of Breath of the Wild as we knew it then. One of those places was in the desert, and it's out at the Arbiters Grounds, which is an old dungeon that's from Twilight Princess, my favorite Zelda game. That dungeon it's one of my favorite in that game. It's a very good dungeon, and there is a lot of stuff, a lot of Ganondorf lore that goes along with that place. If you played the game, you know what I'm talking about. So clearly, we know now for sure that Ganon is in this game. It is Ganondorf. We know it's him. It's not Demise. Well, we're gonna talk about that, but we know this is Ganondorf now. And to bring back the Arbiters Grounds, because it's a place that's already on the Breath of the Wild map. If you go out to the desert, there's a place already out there that looks like it's buried. It's already called the Arbiters Grounds. This would be amazing if we're actually getting this back. I think that's what this is. I don't know what else it could be. If it's something else, that is a huge missed opportunity. That is a huge missed opportunity. Now back to the Demise thing. They did show us a scene in this, which it's from the back, it's from behind, and you can see like the wild hair like Demise has. I think this is Ganondorf. He's wearing kind of the same coat. One arm is longer, and if you look later in the trailer, his arm comes out of that other long sleeve. So I think this is him, but they are doing their best to really give us all these little just Demise Easter eggs and vibes here and there. They're really throwing that out there. So that is another question I have. Why are they going to these lengths to do that? Because especially in that scene, that particular scene, when you see him from behind, I mean, that is Demise's hair. I don't know if he's gonna show up, you know, I don't know, but again, more questions than answers. Now we see when Zelda falls down into this cavern or whatever, she's not dead, she goes somewhere. We're just talking about that, but they showed Zelda wearing clothes kind of like the ones that Link has been wearing in a lot of the trailers, but she's got the earrings like you see. They kind of look like pine cones, like rock pine cones or something like that, but they're all over the Sky Island. She's wearing earrings like that. She's got different head jewelry on. Like, where did she get this stuff? Where is she that she is now dressed like this? I feel like it's the past, or maybe like another alternate dimension. I don't know. Something I did want to touch on with all that stuff is we see this. I don't know what this person is. It kind of looks like that weird cave sculpture thing we saw that had the long ears. I'm guessing this demonic goat looking lady is a Zonai, maybe, because we do see another hand that is the same color as that goat thing touch Zelda's shoulder whenever she's talking to somebody in this place. We don't know where it is. Same color. We've never seen people like that. So I'm guessing that they might be the Zonai. And the fact that one is depicted one way and one is depicted a completely different way, I'm kind of thinking, and again, this probably is wrong, but it looks like maybe the Zonai have kind of split. There's good ones, bad ones. Now, it's not confirmed that the first one we saw was bad, but she looked bad. She looked mean. All right, we did see a few places in this lava area, right? It's something I don't think I've ever seen. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've seen this place. Link is running towards what looks like lava flowing down. There's these big structures in front of him. We see Link in this specific armor several times in this trailer. So they're using a lot of that footage. That kind of tells me that this is stuff that's going to be happening in the beginning of the game. Maybe this is actually when the castle lifts up. Maybe it's somewhere close to there. Maybe it is around Death Mountain. I don't know, but it looks like new places. Later on in the trailer, we do see him in a mine cart with lava, kind of side by side with another cart, and there's one of the constructs in there, and he's fighting that. But there's a lot of stuff going on right there. A whole lot of stuff going on in those scenes we've never seen before. Lots more questions. It looks very cool, though. This game just looks amazing. Maybe it is from something else, but again, who knows? We also saw like 3 different sets of armor that we've never seen. There's one when he's on that giant stone block. He's actually in some new armor there. There's a scene when he's riding by on a horse. The horse has some awesome armor on. He's got new armor there. There was a third suit, and it looked like a glider suit. It looked like a winged suit, which I have actually seen that one before. But that looks like it's gonna help you fall in more of a controlled way to be able to get down into some certain places. We kind of got an idea of that in this trailer showing us that stuff. So That's cool. Now we see 2 of the new champions, but it looks like whoever this bird is taking a champion's place, because from what I'm gathering here, you're doing missions with other people. We did see Sidon, the Zora prince. That's definitely him fighting on one of the Sky Islands with Link. This other small bird, you're diving down into a bunch of weird places and then coming back up, and then you're actually fighting what looks like a boss. It's huge. I don't know if this is just gonna be another overworld boss like we've seen. There were a bunch of new enemies in this too. There were obviously things up on these Sky Islands that can also go up through the floor like you can. A ton of questions there. Are these gonna be treated like things we saw in past games, where in some dungeons you had, you know, people with you? Or are they just gonna be there for specific story parts out just in the overworld? Who knows? That is really cool though. I'm really happy that they're bringing people along with Link. And another thing we saw, speaking of people with Link, there was a few scenes where there are like giant battles going on. There are a bunch of people there. Gorons, Gerudo, just regular townspeople with pitchforks. I mean, everybody's chipping in, everybody's fighting. One thing I can say that we do know, just by looking at all of this, this game is going to have a way more in-depth story than Breath of the Wild did. There's no way to set up some of the stuff that they're doing in these trailers without an actual plot, an actual story not done through the memory. So that is something I'm looking forward to very much. Now, I did talk about the little bird that's with you at some point. It looks like you guys are fighting some kind of giant snake, dragon, crab, fish thing. I don't know what it is, but it looks like, you know, I'm hopeful. It might not be. Looks like it could be a dungeon boss, could be an overworld boss, like we said. But we saw another one that was like a giant Zonai, looked like a construct, but huge, and it comes out of this rock. Also looks like a dungeon boss. Maybe not. More questions. We see Link inside of Hyrule Castle. He's in the main throne room, or the main area, but it's all built back up. It looks very nice, but there's all kinds of sparkly things everywhere. So the question is he really there? Probably not, but is it like a memory? Is he taken somewhere else and he is actually there? It's just not the same place that he was. Now, I do want to come back to this. There's a scene where Zelda's wearing those weird clothes, like I said, and someone comes and taps her on the shoulder. It looks like it might be, it's got the same stuff as Link's arm. It looks the same as the hand that was holding down Ganondorf. It looks the same as a lot of things we've seen. I think this is Zonai. I think it's pretty clear at this point. I could be totally wrong about that, but I think they have split. I think this is like the Zonai good guys, the goat scary ladies, the bad guys maybe. The question is, where are they? Where are they? I don't even know where to go further with this, but I have to mention it because it's in the trailer and it's new. But Link can use rockets, like actual rockets. So I guess that's another way to get up to the Sky Islands. I don't know. They look like Zonai rockets. Okay, now we've already mentioned this, but I do want to touch on it a little bit more here. I really like this design of Ganondorf. This is probably one of the best. My favorite's Twilight Princess Ganondorf. Really like him, but this seems to be like kind of a cross between Twilight Princess Ganondorf and Wind Waker Ganondorf, sort of. Wind Waker Ganondorf's a lot bigger. He's a big guy. Not saying that Twilight Princess Ganondorf isn't, but I mean, this Ganondorf is buff. He's huge. I do love the design. I think they did a really good job with that. I cannot wait. Oh, I cannot wait to play this game. Okay, a few other things I do want to mention. One person we saw in this trailer, I am assuming, again, this is not confirmed, we don't know, but I'm assuming this person you're looking at right here is the goddess Hylia. She fits the part. I mean, I don't know for sure, but if I would imagine what she looked like, I would say this is probably her. Don't know that for sure. One more cool little Easter egg I do want to mention I thought was nice that they threw in this trailer. We got a good look at him. The three-headed dragon, that's a boss from the original Zelda game that they brought back. You know, they do that a lot with these monsters and stuff in Zelda. That's really cool to see because that's old school. I cannot remember what the name of that dragon is. If you know it, put it down in the comments. Also, let me know which dungeon in the original game that you fought that dragon. I don't think it was the first one. Was it the first one? It was like the third or fourth. I can't remember, but I thought that was really cool. This video's long enough. I've asked 1,000 questions. If you have answers to any of these questions, leave them in the comments because this is all we're getting. I'm not upset about it. We got more We know it's Ganondorf. We've seen some other things. I'm happy. I can wait until the game comes out to get the rest. Like I said, leave all that stuff down in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. But as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like. Make sure you are subscribed. We'll see you in the next one.